Right, let's have a look at this puzzle first of all with bearings, see what's going on. The diagram shows position of towns A, B, C. Calculate the direct distance from A to C. Okay, and then it goes calculate the bearing. We'll deal with the bearing in a second. First of all, I'm looking at this. What I'm going to do is, because I don't like this straight line I've done, just give me 1 second. I'm going to go from there, just draw it a bit more careful. Right, okay. Now what happens here is these two are the north lines, which are parallel. So if that is 48, okay, these are supplementary angles. These angles here, if that's 48, this angle and this angle here will sum up to 180. So if I add 2, that gives me 50. 50 plus 30 is 80, and plus the 100 is 180. So those two angles make up 180 because they're supplementary angles. Why is that going to help me? Well, that's going to help me because now I can work out this angle, because I know angles around a point add up to 360. So if I now get 320, add 124, 652, and then I get 360, subtract 256, I'll get that's 5401. So that tells me that is 104 degrees first of all. Now what I've got here is I've got two sides and the angle between them, and that is a typical cosine triangle. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw that out again here, just to make things a bit more look a bit better. So it's too much happening there, so I'm going to put 104. And sometimes in the exam, if this kind of question comes, rather than annotating too much, just draw a separate trigram, one side, separate diagram, and see how things will go. Now, we need to find this opposite side. Always remember the angle on the opposite side, I'm going to call that A, okay? And that is going to be my angle A. And we should know our cosine rule, because cosine rule says A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos the angle opposite A is capital A. So now literally all I've got to do is, doesn't matter which side you put, B or C, I'll use 16 squared plus 23 squared. So it doesn't matter which order you add them up in, minus, same with here, you times in, doesn't matter the order, times 16 times 23 times A is cos 104. Now the key thing here is to make sure you're getting these numbers right when you sub it in and you're getting the formula right. The rest is done on the calculator. I'm just going to put that, we all should put it on the calculator, so please join me. 16 squared plus 23 squared minus 2 times 16 times 23 times cos 104, close bracket. I'll get here, don't forget this is A squared, I will get 963.05, etc. It keeps on going, don't worry, your calculator stored it. So therefore, if I just want A, I go and do square root my answer, and I will get 31.03. It's in kilometers, so I'm going to just put that. Now, another way of just quickly having a go, when you've got 31, what you should realize is that is the biggest angle. Okay, and that 31 looks about right to me. It should be bigger than 23 and 16 because it's the biggest angle there. If I had got 22, I know for a fact I've done something wrong. If I got 15, I definitely got something wrong. Okay, the number has to be bigger than 23, the biggest side there, because it's going to be opposite the biggest angle. The other thing is sometimes what kids do is forget to square root it. 900 and something is too big. You know, you should see that and say 900 is too big compared to the other sides. So it can't be that either, okay? So just a couple of things to give you a heads up when you're doing this kind of question. So that's A. B, calculate the bearing. Now, let's just have a look at it. Bearing of C from A. So when you have that, you always measure C from, I am measuring from A, and I'm going to go to C. So the bearing I'm looking for is going to go all the way from there to there. Okay, I'm going to go all the way starting from there. That's the bearing I'm looking for. Okay, now because I've worked this one out, 31.03 if you want, because I've worked this one out, what I've got now, I've got a pair, because I need to find this angle here really, so I can add 48 to it to give me the bearing of C from A. So this is looking like sine rule straight away to me. So if I'm missing the angle, I'm going to call this, I'm going to call it A. So I've got sine of A over the opposite side to this is 16. And that's going to be the same as sine of 104 degrees over opposite side to that is 31.03. Now all I need to do is take the 16 to the other side. Now what is it doing here? It's dividing. So the opposite of divide is times. So I get sine A equals, now please follow me, so I'm making sure I'm getting this right, sine 104 over 31.03 and then multiplied by 16, you'll get 0.500, etc. And now I need to find what A is, so I need to take the function to the other side, so I need the inverse, so I must press here. So once I press here, I get answer, shift answer, and I should get 30.02, etc. Now because I said it's three single figures, I'm just going to call that 30 degrees. Now gentlemen, now if that's 30 and that's 48, the bearing of C from A is going to be 30 plus 48. So before I start the bearing, now if I wrote the bearing is 30 plus 48 sorry, plus 30, and I get 78. If you had wrote that in the exam, you will get 0 marks. That is wrong. Yes, thank you. Bearing should be written as 3 digits, so you must put the bearing is 078. I'll repeat that. You must put it as 078. That is the bearing of C from A.
It's before marks.